Hello friends, today I am going to tell you about the topic about the microbiome, topic about Clostridium species. The important things to remember about Clostridium species is for medical point of view, there are three main uh, different presentation in which the first we have to remember about is Clostridium perfringens, which is also known as Clostridium welche, and which uh, has manifestation which can be remembered as different manifestation which can be remembered as GFN instead of GFR. You can remember GFN, and generally in GFN you can remember that GFN, in which G stands for it cause gas gangrene, F for food poisoning. Generally it caused due to eating raw meat, and N stands for necrotizing fasciitis. And one thing also you have to remember about, they are the Clostridium perfringens. We can diagnose them with the help of Nagel's 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 reactions. Now, Nagel's reactions. One more thing you have to remember about, they are obligatory. Uh, they are obligatory anaerobe. They are like Clostridiums are species are gram-positive anaerobic rods, and one more species which are gram-positive are Clostridium tetani, which are also spore bearings. And you have to remember about the important point about Clostridium is that it has toxins, and there are various kinds of toxins. Among those, the alpha toxins are which is to be remembered. There are various kinds of alpha, beta, gamma, various kinds of toxin, and but the most important to remember is alpha toxins. And it is also known, these alpha toxins are also known as lecithines, also called as lecithines. And as I told earlier, the all toxins are Clostridium are gram positive anaerobic rods. Important point to remember. There is one more gram positive rods in Clostridium species is Clostridium tetani, which are also spore bearing. Clostridium perfringens are also spore bearing, but during the initial play phase, if it is new wound, then in the case of old wound there is no non-sporing form. They are obligatory anaerobes and spore bearing forms. And one more forms about Clostridium. Different form of Clostridium is also, first one is Clostridium perfringens, second is botulinum, another is Clostridium difficile. In Clostridium difficile, you have to remember is that it can cause pseudomembranous colitis. Very important point to remember. And the why it is called as difficile. Difficile means difficult to isolate on culture. And one more thing about so one more thing you have to remember about Clostridium difficile is that an antibiotic for this is the most difficult thing to treat, and generally in US also there are a lot of problems people face with the Clostridium difficile by overprescription of antibiotics. But you have to remember the antibiotic of choice are called as fudox tom fudotomycin. And if there is drug resistance form, then what you can do is fecal transplant can be done in this patient. One more thing which is very fatal generally in US is meningococcemia. So that are the most important thing. And one more thing you have to remember is perfringens. The toxins which are produced are heat stable, excuse me. Heat stable means even if you cook the food, the toxin will be remaining, though the organism will die, but the toxin will last. And you can remember the list of heat stable toxins. The one is Clostridium botulinum, Staphylococcus aureus, Bacillus cereus, and Clostridium perfringens. And these are about Clostridium. One more thing which I wanted to let you all people pay attention is about the normal flora which are present. Normal, they are also called as normal commensals. The first one is bifidobacterium. Another one is bacteroids, and another one is Clostridium. And bifidobacteriums are also prescribed as probiotics. There are sometimes people form the MCQs on that, and they sometimes put in option about mentioning botulinum. The botulinum, this bacteria generally it cause bacterial vaginosis along with giardia. Bacterial vaginosis. There was one more organism which was causing, I forgot about it. Um, but you have to remember it that this cause bacterial vaginosis.